which works for the remaining majority of the children who attend. This is one of the government schools in Delhi. This is in Delhi, ladies and gentlemen. This is not from the rural part of the city. Then there are this, you can see these pictures, bathroom, stinking bathrooms there, broken glasses, hardly, tube lights hardly functioning. So all these things are there. So this is the reality of education for 95% of the India. Same with Delhi. I'm not saying Delhi is a better place, Delhi was a better place. Same is true if I come to healthcare, because I've been invited to speak about education and health by Delhi government. This is a high-ended private hospital. Again, limited to maybe 5% of the population. If I go to the next slide, and this is the hospital available to 95% of the people in Delhi. These are the ground realities. Overcrowded hospital, poor quality infrastructure, again long pendency for surgeries, long queues for this thing. So if I say the system has been working only for 5% of India, I would be wrong to say this. These pictures speaks a lot. We have been able to provide world-class education and health facilities to 5%, but for the 95% we have failed to provide it. The country is not going to develop until 100%, until health and education system is provided to all 100%. We can't develop. We can give best professionals out of these 5%. Our professionals can come to Harvard. Our professionals can come out of those schools, can come to best of the best cities, best of the best companies, but that's limited to 5%. India can't develop. India can only develop if we arrange health and education for all 100%. Then we can. It depends on quality of its own human resource. It depends on the health and education facilities to all. What will the country do with the tax breaks and investments if there are less educated, less healthy, and less skilled population? 95% population is less healthy, less educated, less skilled. Can we make our country really grow? I feel no, we can't. Our party, as we introduced, formed the government in February 2015 with education and health, the two priorities. Before our government, as you can see on the slide, the budget for education was 700 million. We came into power in 2015, so my first budget, I am the finance minister also, we doubled the education budget in year 1, and so far it has been 1.5 billion or 1.7 billion. It's almost 25% every year of the total budget of Delhi. Delhi government is the only government who is spending 25% of its budget, total budget on education only. And we are not only spending, we are not just parking, we are spending it wisely in different fields that I'll share very quickly. In the first year, how we are spending, I'll tell you. In the first year, we concentrated on improving the infrastructure of the schools, as you have seen that how 95% of the India and 95% of the Delhi students have been studying in government schools. So we focused on, my first focus was on infrastructure development. When I went to schools, I found 150 students sitting in a classroom. Even God becomes a teacher, God can't teach these students in a classroom. We can be happy. One of our education minister or maybe some other officers can come to Harvard and tell you that, look gentlemen, we have passed this Right to Education Act in our country, where we have mandated that we'll have one classroom for every 40 students, we'll have one teacher for every 40 students. But the reality is that in 2015, 5 years after passing the Right to Education Act, we were having 150 students in one single classroom. So I focused on infrastructure. We started investing the money, and as you can see in some of the next slides, you can show the pictures. Yes, these are the new classrooms that we are coming up with. 8,000 classrooms have been added. These looks like the good private school classrooms then. Then these are clean washrooms that are being provided. Yes, this is a government school. I'm not saying there are 1,000 schools. All government schools are not having these world-class facilities, but yes, they are developing world-class facilities like sports, classrooms, laboratories. This is a good picture. Can I request a person who is technically hold it? Before and after. This was a government school classroom earlier, and now after we have worked on it, then next slide we can go. Same, these are before and after pictures of the same classrooms. These are the halls, assembly halls, meeting halls, auditoriums we have developed into very government schools. Yes, this is a very interesting slide I wanted to show. That when many of our volunteers took the pictures and posted, someone said, no, you are taking a Singapore picture, you have just done some Photoshop and posted it here. So, these are the rare. So, why I have taken this as my presentation, part of my presentation, because this seems to be unbelievable. In 3 years, government schools are really shining in Delhi, and these are rare pictures and these are not fake ones. So, this is the work that was stage 1. Stage 2 is very important because even I usually say that even if you hire a 5-star hotel or a Raj Mahal for making a school, you can't provide good education. For good education, you need teachers and good teachers. Good means motivated ones. Good means well prepared to their subjects. Those teachers who love reading, teaching, learning, who are ready to learn from the students. So we have started this last year. After 1 year, my initial 1 year was for this. So what we did was, we asked our teachers himself. Because Pratham, all of you must be aware about those who are interested in education, that Pratham is a pioneering NGO in India, and they keep doing a lot of studies about government school functioning. But when we did this study ourselves, we asked our teachers that you do the test. And they themselves found that in their own classes, 74% of the children in class 6 were not able to read their own textbooks. So we started working on it. We classified the age level appropriation learning groups. We classified them and we named it Challenge Chunauti. In Hindi we named it Chunauti. Chunauti means we'll make sure that every child can read its own textbook, at least to begin with. That was a challenge. For 1 or 2 months we kept working on those who were not able to read, and after 2 or 3 months of this whole challenge Chunauti exercise, I can say we increased this to, on the other side it was like 26%, we came to 46% kids were able to read their textbooks. So it was a matter of focus on reading and reading abilities. We focused on it and we delivered it. So this is another thing that we developed, but one more important thing that we did was parent-teacher involvement. Parent-teacher meeting was the first initiative that was taken. Earlier, parents used to, I don't know if they used to avoid, because that's what I used to hear from the department. We call them, they don't come. But when we did a mega parent-teacher meeting, this was first time in Delhi government school, I was criticized that you are making a lot of advertisement, you are spending a lot of money on an event like PTM, which is so obvious in every school. Yes, we did. We spent a lot of money on advertisement. But those advertisements made parent-teacher, the first mega parent-teacher meeting in Delhi government school, a happening place in city, a buzz in the city. Every person who was listening radio used to think, "Mera bacha padhta hai, I'll go to school." Yeah, everyone used to tell his driver, "Hey, aapka bacha government school mein hai na, please make sure you go to the school for PTM." So this was the buzz created around, and 90% of the parents attending in one single day, all meetings in all schools. I asked the students, what makes you benefit, what makes you good about PTM? One girl told me, I usually go to school in the morning and I ask them that, should I stop this PTM if you are not happy? No sir. Why? What is the benefit? One girl stood up and told me, sir, मेरी मम्मी ना मुझे जब से PTM हुई है उन्होंने काम पे लगाना बंद कर दिया है। उनको लगने लगा है कि मेरे टीचर ने बताया है आई एम गुड एट स्टडी, so now she feel I should continue my study. She will pressure me to do my regular work at home. This is one insight coming from. I personally went to many PTMs. I am famous for my surprise visits. I have made lots of visits. So during PTM also I went to some schools and I found this lady teacher was talking to a parent and I just observed what was the conversation going on. After some time, this teacher realized that I'm standing, as Mr. was standing there. She stood up. She started crying. Young lady teacher. I asked what happened. She said, "It's the first time I'm realizing that how wrong I was." I asked her what happened. Quote unquote, she said, "I used to think that parents of these students are nalayak one. They don't care of their kids. But now when I'm meeting these parents, I find how can they take care of their kids? This parent whom I was talking, this is quote unquote, this parent whom I was talking, he cleans the cars early in the morning at 5 o'clock. He takes a duster from his home, goes to clean the cars at 6 or 7 or 8, he comes back, he goes to Sabzi Mandi, buy vegetable and sell them throughout the day. How can he take care of his kids? It's me who has to take care of his kids." This is the transformation of that took place. So I never thought of this outcome of it. Another thing that we did was school management committees. RT Act came in 2011. We made sure that elected members, the school management committees are formed and all the members are duly elected. Now, for last 2.5 years, these elected SMCs are working like left, right, center in a fantastic manner. Just to give you a quick example, in one SMC, I found, someone told me that these SMC members came, they found that teachers used to bunk their school. They used to run away from their school just before closing or maybe midway. So these SMC members came to the gate, they prepared a roster for everybody. There are 12 parent members. They prepared a roster for themselves. Every day, 1 or 2 parents used to come out, sit at the gate, lock the gate from outside for 1 month. This happened. But on the other side, how proactively these SMC members were working, school management committee members were working, that in one school the principal told me that because of failure of government, which is me also, we were not able to provide a teacher in a school for particular reasons. And these SMC members got together. They requested one of their friends who was economics professor at DU. They personally requested him, "Can you teach a student? They're going to examination next month." And this DU professor agreed. DU economic professor, Delhi University economics professor agreed. He came to our school on request of SMC members, without knowing us, without knowing the directorate. He made sure that he covered the syllabus for the students of class 12 and the students entered in the exam. So these are just empowering situations that we are creating for parents. But good infrastructure, active parents, and of course keen students, but we need motivated teachers. So they are working. We thought that if I want our teachers should deliver world-class education system, we have to tell them what the world is. So we started working on that. We are sending our Delhi government school teachers to Finland, to Cambridge. Next month there is a group coming to Harvard also at the education department. We are sending them to Singapore. When we took this initiative, it was government funded. Everything is being funded by government. But because of these initiatives, some of my teachers got so motivated that they started applying on their own for different scholarships, fellowships. This was happening first time. And believe me, this year, 6 of Fulbright scholarships on education in India, all the 6 have been given to Delhi government school teachers. So motivation comes after the names is being changed. And let me announce with pride that one of my Fulbright scholar is sitting here. She was in Boston when I came to Harvard. She's coming. She is a teacher who has got Fulbright scholarship. She is one of our mentor teachers. Mentor we have initiated another thing, that we invited self-motivated teachers to work upon 5 schools, each 5 schools. So Anju is one of the mentor teachers who has worked for 5 schools regularly apart from what she was doing. It was sort of voluntarily, we gave them specific trainings also. But as she told me this morning only, that she got this scholarship because she worked for 2 years as mentor teacher. So this is the level of inspiration of teachers. Now things are moving forward in Delhi education, and things are improving. So infrastructure to cleanliness, to teacher motivation, to parents involvement, everything is happening. But this is just beginning. I'm not saying everything is solved. Government schools can deliver. I don't believe in comparing private school vis-a-vis government schools, because all the kids belong to Delhi. All the kids belong to parents of the people of Delhi. But still, a significant change is that in many of our government schools, we have found people transferring their kids from private schools, highly paid private schools, to government schools, because education in all our schools is free. That's a thing that we actually dream of. We have 16 lakh students in our government schools, and we have 10 lakh students in private schools. I personally visualize a day when Delhi government schools are capable to handle all the 26 lakh kids of Delhi, from entire Delhi. Then if some parents want to send their kids to private school, fair enough, we don't have objection. But as a government, we should be ready enough with quality school system, quality infrastructure, well-motivated teachers to welcome each and every student. That's the target that we are working on. Coming to health. This is the first year of health. I mean, as I said, that condition of India's public health system is equally, I mean, it's like education itself. So, before I come to health, actually, I wanted to have a question again, especially for the students who have come from India. How much health insurance premium are you paying here as in a semester? 5,000 rupees or dollars? $5,000?
500 per month per person.
Oh.
$1,200
Any student, I'm asking about students studying at Harvard, they are paying 5,000 or per year. 5,000, not rupees, but dollars.
Yeah.
It's huge amount. Can you imagine any Indian ordinary family can afford this there while way back in India? No, it's not possible. So we don't need insurance, we need assurance.
Wow.
Medical problem of the country, health problem of the country cannot be solved through medical insurances. It can be solved through health assurances. And for last 3 years, our government, we have been trying to solve this problem with this 3-tier health system that we are developing. One is much talked about, Mohalla Clinic. Mohalla Clinic is a revised version of primary health centers that earlier government used to establish, but is a systematic version of the local physician, local private physician that used to practice in our neighborhood, where who used to charge us maybe 200, 500 rupees, 50 rupees, but used to give us at least good services there. So this is the first upgrading hospitals. I just got a picture for you that we can come to Mohalla Clinic straight forward. Yes, this is the Mohalla Clinic. Very small, very cozy kind of infrastructure, but AC. This is air conditioned. Inside, you can see, you can go to next slide. You can meet MBBS doctor, fully professional, with polite attitude. This is the condition of the service. You have to be polite enough. Then you get free medicines. You get free tests. 200 kind of tests are free inside Mohalla clinics. At present, 160 Mohalla clinics we have set up. We have planned and almost stage is set up for another 1,000. And then just to add to this, we have 1,000 schools in Delhi government. We have planned to set up one mohalla clinic in each school, especially for the kids and teachers. That's apart from this one project. So that we can keep a record track of the health sector of the students. Then we can go to next. Yes, this is interesting figure. The average cost of building one primary care center before we came to power was $700,000. One mohalla clinic is built only on average of $20,000. So this is a big change. That was not functioning. This is functioning. The average operating cost to the government for consultation at traditional government hospital is $15 per patient. To the government, they are not charging, or everything is free. In mohalla clinic, it is less than $2. So if I send, so that's very important because all our hospitals are flooded with, most of the time, with requirement of general physicians. If general physician is, and we are spending $15 there. If general physician is sitting in mohalla clinic at $2, so that's the saving. That's the medical assurance to the nation, to the people of Delhi. And we have successfully been able to deliver this. Then quickly I'll come to this thing that how, we can go to next slide then. Thank you. You see why I said all this, because many times people tell me, you are working with health, you are working with education, there should be a cost. If you make everything free, then there should be a cost, people should be taking care of cost. No. The principle of Aam Aadmi Party government that we are working with is that if you are collecting taxes from the people, you are not collecting these taxes just to have big kotis and banglas and make big plans. The primary duty is to provide healthcare and education to all the kids. Then we can talk about development of the nation. What we need some complicated scripts, policy perceptions. I personally feel no policy making. Policy making is not a rocket science. It requires honest intent to find creative solutions, and that's what we have been doing in last 3 years in health and education. Just to quickly wind up, after, especially in education, after giving up good or taking off the project of good infrastructure for Delhi government schools, good training facilities for all teachers, good ambience, good dignity for parents and students, we are now entering into core of the education. This core is the content. I usually say, it may be a passing remark, but all of us have passed some examination in our school days. And we have attended the classes. Just recall that, if I may be wrong or right, you may judge that. Maximum time what a teacher is teaching in a classroom in our country does not depend on the learning outcome that is set for that topic, but it generally depends on the questions that were asked 5 years back in the examination. So the driving force of the teaching in the classroom is not the learning outcome. The driving force are the questions that were asked during last 5 years question papers. So we are changing the entire evaluation process of Delhi government schools. We have trained our question paper setters. There were a lot of resistance because there is a lot of, okay, just give me 2 minutes. Yeah, examination period. We did this, and when I was talking to my teachers who set papers, I was telling them that look, we have to look for the outcome. How? So I just gave them a quick example that every time you teach the student, banana have calcium, proteins are found in these items, in these food items, you get this nutritious value from this food item, and you make them rote learning, and you take an examination at the end of year, or maybe assessment at the end of 3 months, and you ask them, what is banana for? Where do you get protein? Where do you get all these things? Fair enough, the student writes, he or she passes. But all of you sitting here, how many times we actually practice what we are eating? What are we having? What kind of nutritious foods we are having? No, we don't. Because वो तो examination देने के लिए पढ़ा था ना, जिंदगी में जाने काम आने के लिए क्या पढ़ा था. So I told them that look, can we start some evaluation like We asked the student, what you had in breakfast this morning? List 1, 2, 3, one item. What was the nutritious value that you got from that food this morning? So the response I got from the papers, one of the intelligent paper sector teacher was, sir, वो तो ठीक है, but इससे सबके answers अलग-अलग नहीं आएंगे, आएंगे? So that's fine. But sir, फिर हमको numbers कैसे देंगे? So because numbers देने हैं, इसलिए don't care about the evaluation, assessment, just make them rote learning, give them a certificate, even if they can't use the information for their entire life. So we are changing this examination system, and one most happy thing that we are doing in government school is happiness curriculum. We are introducing happiness curriculum for nursery to class 8 to begin with, and this curriculum will develop. We are preparing this curriculum with the aim of developing critical thinking, self-confidence in these students, and I hope that now when we have good infrastructure, now we have good motivated teachers, we will be able to deliver happiness, not to the student, but to the nation, and to the society. So here we end. What next? Happiness is the next. Thank you very much.
Manish Sisodia for a rather detailed presentation on what our government is doing in Delhi with health and education. And they're often criticized for a lot of things, but I think that by and large people would say that these are two sectors in which they're really trying hard to make a difference. We just